Hey folks, welcome to the 10th World. Today I'm going to show you the root armor from the new content update that was released over Thanksgiving from Iron Gate Studios. They have blessed us with an update to the game with the Abomination and a new set of armor, giving us a little bit of a clues on where they're going to take more of the game, I think. We're going to talk about that in a moment, but first let's get to the good stuff. Let's check out the armor. Alright, I'm going to put on my favorite piece first, the root mask. Check that out. And I'm just going to don the chest piece now, and finally the leg piece as well. And that looks pretty awesome. Let me quick remove my cloak as well, just so we get the base look. And check that out. I gotta say, it looks good. It looks real good. I love the way the roots wrap around the chest and the arms, kind of keeping the pieces of bark all together. I like the way that the belt also goes through, but let's just take that off too, just to see how it looks without it. Yeah, just that those nice those rustic leathers. There is deer leather in this recipe. And just the way the leggings, the boots go down all the way up, all the way high onto the knees with those big shin guards. It looks fantastic. Loving this look. So one thing is we are going to talk about what the root armor itself does. The root armor itself, the headpiece gives a little bit of armor. The whole set itself gives the equivalent amount of armor as a level 2 troll set, so giving you up to 24 armor at level 1. For the challenge the Abomination is, this armor is not that high from the get set, but it does provide some substantial bonuses that can help with surviving the swamp. The first of these, the mask can give poison resistance. Now, it doesn't tell us what level of resistance it is, so I'm assuming that it makes you resistant, which is the first tier of resistance, and that means that you take 50% less damage from poison damage. Now, the way poison works in Valheim is it calculates a total over a duration, and then you just take that total damage across that duration. So when you get hit by an ooze or a blob or whatever, let's say it does 60 points of poison damage to you. Well, it's gonna do those 60 points over 6 seconds or 10 seconds, dealing 10 or 6 appropriately for each of those per tick. So the way it works is there's one large value that gets assigned, and then you simply take all of that value over the course of time. So poison resistance means that you're going to have that number. So every tick of damage is going to be half as powerful. Now, the math all works out whether you do it half at the beginning or half on every tick. The math should be all 50%, but that's still great. Now, if it is very resistant, then we would be taking 75% less damage from poison, meaning that we'd only be taking 25% of the poison damage total. So if you were taking 60 damage, you would go all the way down to just below 20. I believe it would be 15 points of damage instead. So the ability that this armor has to protect you from poison is high. Now, moving to the chest piece, this is where it gets really interesting, because the chest piece also gives you a resistance versus piercing damage. Now, the enemies that deal piercing damage in this game are varied, but archers, it's going to help you out against a lot. Draugr deals slashing damage, and so that's not going to help you. Oozes deal poison damage, that's not going to help you. Or blobs, oozers and blobs. Trolls deal bludgeoning damage, of course, so that's not going to help you. But you know who does do piercing damage? Foolings and Desquitos. Yeah, that's right. This armor right here, this chest plate, could save you from a Desquito. 50% less damage from Desquitos. That takes a Desquito blow, which can do anywhere from 80 to 100 points of damage, all the way down to 50, 40. Then subtract your armor off of that, or if you manage to block, that's even more reduction. So we're talking you've got a significant boost to your defenses when you're able to have this armor on. All right, now let's talk about the leggings. The leggings don't give you any particular bonuses other than completing the set. Now, I'm sure all of you have noticed with the details on the screen, the set gives you, if you are wearing all 3 pieces, it gives you a 15 skill bonus to bows. This can increase the minimum and max damage of your bows by a considerable amount. 15 levels takes a little bit of time to work up to, and if you're dying often like I do, you lose 2 of those levels on every death. So 15 levels can really help you keep your damage up as you're exploring and fighting, allowing you to keep a more consistent damage output even if you die a few times here or there. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is if you are wearing any piece of this armor, then you will be weak to fire. And what that means is that you will take 50% more damage from fire tick. So be careful if you are out in the plains with the fooling torchbearers, or if you are dealing with the surtlings, either the surtling flame spawners in the swamps, or if you head a little too far south. Be careful with that, of course, and be careful not to step on your own campfire over there. That would be considerably not fun for your character. The next thing that you also may have noticed is that the chest piece and the legs do both give a minus 2% movement speed. Now, it is not as bad as the minus 5% on silver and metal armors per piece, but it is still substantial. However, you are going to be primarily, I imagine, using a bow with this set of armor. So you'll enjoy a little bit of extra protection, and you'll be able to still gain benefits from the bonus that it gives to your archery, and you won't be noticing the slow movement as much as if you were wearing bronze or iron armor. But it is something to note as a downside of this armor set. And of course, finally, you don't have to wear the entire set. If you just want to wear the chest piece to give yourself that piercing resistance, or if you just want to wear the root mask to give yourself that poison resistance, then that's all you need. You know, if you don't want to, or you're constantly running out of poison meads and you don't want to have to keep replenishing that, or maybe you really need to go grab your body and you don't have any poison mead and you need to just quick go get it and then you can come back and make more, you know, you can have a spare one of these in a chest at home. You can grab it, run through a portal or boat over to wherever you died, and you can just get your stuff and get out and have this help protect you a little bit. Or if you don't want to spend the costs of the pretty low cost of necktails and coal to get the poison resistance, then you can just use this. Albeit I'll still be making poison resist myself, and I'm sure those of you who have had dedicated servers for a long time already have a considerable stash of poison resistance, so this might not affect you as much as it affects other players. But if you're starting a new world, the root mask, I think, is definitely something I'm going to try out in the future runs. The final thing that I did want to talk about is another change that the devs made. They gave us a specific value to the bow increase for the set bonus. And I just wanted to point out that consistent with that change, they also modified the troll armor description. Set effect 4 parts makes you more sneaky has now been changed to makes you more sneaky. Instead of plus 25% more sneaky out of the 100, it now tells you precisely what it's giving you. And if we change sets here real quick, we'll watch our skill. Jump up to plus 15 here in sneak. And that is a pretty cool change. And one thing I just wanted to notice is that they made an intentional design to not only add another armor set that the set bonus gives a specific effect, but they also gave they gave an update to the only other set bonus they had. And what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking the devs are telling us something here. I think they intend to add more set bonuses in the game. I'm not sure if they're always going to go with the lower armor value for set bonuses, or if they're going to add a set bonus to the frost, to the wolf armor. You know, maybe there's some kind of critical effect or some other kind of hunter themed idea for the wolf armor and the wolf armor legs and the wolf fur cape. Maybe we'll get more than just the resistance versus frost in some of the Cult of the Wolf update. I think that would be really, really cool to see more armors being added with that theming. More armors where the pieces are varied. I think it would be pretty cool to wear something like this, you know, where, you know, we kind of mix and match a little bit. We saw earlier, I actually had the wolf cape on over top of my root armor, and I imagine that this is something that some bow players, this is the look that they're gonna have right here. You know, you've got the natural white wolf, you know, over, and they're gonna go into the mountains geared like this, and I think that that's pretty cool. I think that the devs are definitely going to be adding more armors and more kits that have a weapon bonus. However, there are a lot of skills in the game, so I'm not sure I see them adding a skill for every single thing. I mean, swimming, you know, it's nice when your boat crashes, but it's not, you know, the most important skill in the world. Maybe they'll sell a swimsuit as a joke at Haldor. Maybe they'll sell a swimsuit as a joke at the merchant Haldor, maybe just as a funny item like the Yule hat. Maybe that could spawn some fun or interesting mini games on the server. I know also that they were playing around with a little bit of their fluid physics with the ooze, so we might see an update to the way water sources work in the future. So there might be some benefits for that, but clearly there are going to be some skills that are going to get prioritized over the others. Bows is the first weapon that got one. I don't know if they're going to try and do something with knives, with spears, with swords, with polearms, and with axes. That would be a large amount of... and clubs. That would be a large amount of variety, and I'm just not sure we'll get all of them. I do think that we might just maybe get blocking. And I think that we might get an unarmed, actually, because I do think that the devs pay attention to the community and they see that we do silly stuff like Valheim, and they put the skill in the game. The unarmed skill, to be able to improve your unarmed damage, they intentionally put this skill in the game. And so I just don't see them... I don't see them not adding a item or weapon or armor that just, you know, bumps it up a little bit, you know, or even gives us an unarmed attack, you know, maybe. I think that would be really cool. Let me know in the comments what skill you guys would really like to see get some kind of set bonus or some kind of buff. I don't think we might get some references, you know, a jump, you know, it'd be funny to have a little, you know, have the Yule hat give like a little bonus to jump as a nice little nod to the jump man himself. But we don't want to get Iron Gate in trouble with Nintendo, so we won't ask too much from them. But let me know in the comments what skill you think would be a really good addition to the game. What armor would you think should go on? Is there another item that would work better? You know, also, you know, we have this magic item slot right here, you know, that we can equip different things on. Maybe there's going to be other kinds of belts or boots or things we can put on that can just give us little buffs and quality of life changes. If you'd like to obtain this awesome armor and you haven't already checked it out, I made a full tutorial on how to find and kill the abomination, so go ahead and check that out if you want to get yourself this armor. If you like this video, well then please consider pressing that like button, and if you want to see more awesome Valheim content and discussions like this, leave a subscribe. I've got a cool video in the works about the Hearth and Home update. I'm going to be doing a new challenge, and it's all going to be contained inside one sweet little video. So if that sounds cool to you, go ahead and hit the subscribe, and if you don't like the video when it comes out, you can unsubscribe. Have a great day, folks.